found in the dirt. The ground was dry. The air was full of dust. Nothing moved for miles, but deep in the dirt, something was alive. A hand came out of the sand, thin, weak, gray skin. It shook as it tried to pull the body forward. She was not human. Her body was small, broken, and bleeding, but her heart still beat. She was an alien girl, left to die. Her name? She did not remember. Her memory was broken, like her body. She had one thought only: survive. Her silver eyes were half open. She looked around. Rocks, dirt, silence. Her lips moved. "Help," she whispered. No one answered. She tried to crawl, one hand, then another. But her body was weak. Her legs didn't move. She fell again. The wind blew harder. Her eyes started to close. Maybe this was the end. Not far from there, a man was walking. His name was Jackson Wade, a scavenger, a loner, a human. He wore an old jacket, boots full of dust, and a backpack with tools. A long rifle was strapped to his back. He walked through the wasteland every day looking for old tech, batteries, food, anything left behind. He didn't expect to find life out here. Then he saw something strange. At first it looked like trash, a broken machine. But then it moved. Jackson stopped. He pulled his goggles up and looked again. No. It was a person. No, not a person. Something else. She was small, thin arms, skin like soft metal. She wasn't breathing well. Jackson's hand went to his knife. "Alien," he said, quietly. "What the hell are you doing here?" He looked around. Empty, silent. No ships, no signs. Just this girl. Alone. He should have left. It wasn't his problem. Aliens had caused enough trouble already. Earth was ruined because of them. The war ended 5 years ago. Most aliens were gone. The rest? Hunted. But she looked so broken, so weak. Her hand lifted. Slow. Shaking. She looked at him. "Please," she said. Jackson stood still, his boots in the dirt, his heart heavy. Then he dropped to one knee. "You're not supposed to be here," he said. "But neither am I." He pulled a water bottle from his pack and held it to her lips. She drank a little, coughing. Then he looked at her wounds. Her leg was cut badly, glowing blue where blood flowed. He pulled out a med kit. "Old, but it would work. You better not die on me, girl," he muttered as he cleaned the cut and wrapped it tight. The girl closed her eyes. She didn't pass out. But she was close. Jackson looked at the sky. He didn't like this. Something was wrong. This girl didn't crash here. She was left here. "Who did this to you?" he asked. She didn't answer. Maybe she couldn't. He picked her up in both arms. She was light, like carrying a child. His home wasn't far, a small shelter hidden under the rocks. As he walked, dust blew behind him. Far away on a tall rock, something beeped. A small black drone sat still, watching. Its camera lens zoomed in. A red light blinked. She had been found. Jackson reached the shelter and unlocked the hidden door. A metal plate moved, revealing stairs below. He carried the girl down and laid her on a bed. The room was dark, cool, and filled with old human tech. Wires, lights, screens, all patched together. He cleaned her face, gave her a small injection to stop the pain. Then he sat in the corner, holding his rifle. She slept. Her breathing slow. Jackson watched her, confused, angry, curious. "Why would your own people leave you here?" he asked out loud. No answer came, just the soft hum of machines and her quiet breath. Then, suddenly, she opened her eyes. She looked straight at him. Her lips moved. "You... human?" she said, her voice dry. Jackson blinked. "Yeah. You speak English?" She gave a small nod. Then her next words made him freeze. "They're coming." Stranger in the shelter darkness. Cold metal. A soft, fast heartbeat. She opened her eyes. The ceiling above her was gray. Pipes ran across it. Lights flickered weakly. She didn't know this place. It smelled like old metal, smoke, and something else, human. She tried to sit up, but her body screamed in pain. "Easy," said a voice. She turned her head fast, panic in her eyes. A figure stepped out of the shadows. A man, the human. She backed away, falling off the bed, her hands shaking. One hand reached for something. A weapon, maybe. But there was nothing. The man didn't move. "I'm not here to hurt you," he said. "You were dying. I brought you here." She stared at him. His voice was calm, but his eyes were sharp, watching her like she was a bomb that might explode. He had a short beard, a jacket full of holes, and a rifle near his chair. "I'm Jackson," he said. She didn't reply. "What's your name?" She opened her mouth, then stopped. Her face twisted like it hurt to think. I don't know," she said. Above ground, in the dead wasteland, something moved. A machine hovered just above the rocks, black, silent, deadly. It scanned the footprints in the sand. Small ones, hers. Large ones, his. The drone beeped once. Then it flew off fast, toward the mountains. She was not forgotten. Back, underground, Jackson tossed her a small energy bar. "Eat. You look like you haven't had food in days." She caught it but didn't open it. "Why, help me?" she asked. "I am not your kind." Jackson shrugged. "You asked for help. That was enough." She looked down. The memory of being left behind came back like fire. "I was nothing to them," she said. "Broken. Slowed them down, so they left me." Jackson leaned forward. "Who is they? Your crew? A ship?" She hesitated. Her hands gripped the blanket tightly. "I don't know," she whispered. "I only remember falling. Pain. Voices saying, 'Leave her.'" Jackson stood up, pacing. He'd seen war. He'd seen aliens tear cities apart, but this was different. This one wasn't a soldier. She was scared, hurt, alone. "You're lucky I found you," he said. "Others wouldn't have helped. Some would have shot you." She looked at him. "Why didn't you?" Jackson didn't answer right away. Finally, he said, "Because I saw someone, not something." Suddenly, an alert beeped. Red light flashed on a nearby screen. Jackson ran over. "Damn it." "What is it?" she asked, voice sharp. He pointed to the monitor, a blinking red dot. "Motion just outside. Something's watching us." Her face went pale. "They found me." The hunt begins night. Silence. A red dot blinking on a dusty screen. Jackson stared at it. Outside the shelter, something moved. Slow, careful, hunting. He grabbed his rifle and turned off the lights. The alien girl sat on the bed, hugging her knees. Her breathing was fast now. Fear was rising again. "It's them," she whispered. "They don't leave things undone." Jackson checked the door locks and pulled down a small metal shutter over the entrance. "Tell me who's out there," he said. His voice was low, serious. She looked up at him. The light from the screen made her face glow pale blue. "They're called the Cathari," she said. "Cold minds, no mercy, no mistakes. If they find me, they won't ask questions." Jackson looked back at the monitor. The red dot had stopped right above them. "Then we need to move. Fast." Outside on the surface, a figure stepped out of the darkness. Tall, covered in smooth armor. Its face was hidden behind a black helmet with a glowing red visor. It crouched over the sand, touching the footprints. It spoke in a soft, deep voice. "She's close." The human took her in. Behind it, a second shape appeared. Another hunter. This one smaller but faster, scanning with a wrist device. "They will run," it said. "Let them. Makes it fun. Back inside the shelter, Jackson threw supplies into a bag, water, tools, ammo, and 2 small energy packs. We're going through the tunnels, he said. They're old, but they lead to the canyon. They won't expect it. The alien girl stood up slowly. She was stronger now, but still, limping. Why help me again? She asked. You could stay here, hide. Jackson zipped the bag shut. I don't leave people behind. She watched him, studying him like she was seeing something new, something rare. Humans are strange, she said softly. He smirked. You have no idea. The escape began. The tunnel door opened with a loud creak. Dust fell from the ceiling. Pipes groaned. Jackson held the light in one hand, rifle in the other. The alien girl followed close behind, silent. Stay low. Don't speak unless you need to, he said. They moved through darkness step by step as the world above watched and listened. A few 100 meters away, the hunters found the shelter. The tall one placed a hand on the door. Warm. They were here. Minutes ago. He looked at the ground. Dust disturbed. A small panel out of place. Tunnels, he said. The other hunter hissed in excitement. They run well. Let's see how far. Inside the tunnel, something went wrong. A loud crack rang out. The ground shook. Jackson turned. Run! Behind them, metal fell from the ceiling. A burst pipe sprayed gas into the air. They ran through the tunnel, coughing, until they reached a clear section. Then she collapsed. Wait, Jackson said, dropping to his knees. She was shaking, not from pain, but from something else. Energy. Her skin glowed faintly. Her eyes lit up like fire. Jackson backed away slightly. What the hell is that? She gripped the wall, eyes wide, as glowing marks appeared on her skin. Symbols, strange and shifting. I can't control it, she said. They did something to me. Before they left me. Like what? They put something inside me. I don't know what it is, but it's waking up. Far behind them. The hunters paused. The taller one looked up. She's changing. The smaller one smiled under his helmet. Then we're out of time. The secret inside her, it started with a sound. Not loud, but deep. A slow hum filled the air like a machine waking from a long sleep. Jackson turned around. His flashlight flickered, then died. The tunnel went dark, but she was still glowing. The alien girl stood against the wall. Her eyes were wide. Her skin shimmered with strange blue light. Symbols moved across her arms, glowing, changing, pulsing. Jackson took a slow step back. What are you? He whispered. She didn't answer. Her hands were shaking. The light from her body grew brighter. I told you, she said. They did something to me. Back in the shelter ruins, the hunters stopped moving. The taller one turned his head toward the tunnel. It's begun, he said. The smaller one laughed softly. Good. Then she will burn out soon. Inside the tunnel, Jackson tried to stay calm. He raised his hands. Okay. Just tell me what's happening. Are you going to explode? She looked at him with fear in her eyes, but also trust. I don't know, but I can feel something inside me. A signal. A message. Jackson stepped closer. What kind of message? She put a hand to her chest. A code. Hidden. Buried in my body. They used me to carry it. A living key. A key to what? She looked up. To something terrible. Flashback. Her memory returns. She saw cold metal walls, needles, bright white lights, voices around her. She's small. Perfect for the test. Make her forget. It's safer that way. Pain. Then darkness. She remembered now. She had been made into a container. Not a soldier, not a person. Just a tool. Back in the present. I was never meant to survive, she said. Once I delivered the code, they were going to erase me. Jackson stared at her, heart pounding. But you didn't deliver it. She nodded. The ship was attacked. I escaped. I ran. They found me again, and left me in the dirt. He looked at her glowing skin. And now they want you back. No, she said. Now they want me. Dead. Above them, the hunters moved fast. They dropped into the tunnel, weapons ready. Their visors tracked heat, motion, sound. She's close, said the smaller one. Her signal is waking everything. They began to run. Jackson pulled the girl down another tunnel. This way. There is a control station up ahead. We might find a way out. As they moved, her light started to fade. She was getting weaker again. What happens if they catch you? He asked. She looked at him sadly. They'll tear me open to take the code. Jackson clenched his jaw. Not gonna happen. They reached a wide room with old computer panels, broken screens, and rusted tools. The place smelled like smoke and time. Jackson set her down on a metal bench. Rest. I'll try to power up the console. She looked at him. You don't have to stay, she said. You could run. Save yourself. He paused. I don't run, he said. Not anymore. Suddenly the lights in the room flickered. A voice came through the old speakers, deep, alien, cold. You have something that belongs to us. Give it back, human, or die with it. Jackson grabbed his rifle. His eyes were sharp now. Let them come. The alien girl looked up at him. For the first time, she smiled. Small, weak, but real. You're strange, she said. But I think I understand humans now. He checked his weapon. Good. Now help me understand what this code inside you does. She placed her hand on her chest. It doesn't destroy. It remembers. It holds the truth of what they did, of what they're planning. Jackson froze. You're a whistleblower. I'm a secret they want to erase. From the shadows, footsteps approached. The hunters had arrived. Their red eyes glowed in the dark. War at the door. The air changed. It got heavier, thicker, like it knew violence was coming. Jackson felt it before he saw them. The tunnel lights buzzed once, then went black. Only one sound remained. Boots. Marching, slowly, echoing closer. He raised his rifle and stepped in, front of the alien girl. Stay behind me. She nodded, eyes glowing faintly in the dark. Her skin still carried the strange moving symbols, weaker now, but alive. Jackson checked the last energy cell in his rifle. One shot left, down. The hall, two figures appeared. The hunters, tall, cold, silent. Their armor looked like moving stone. Their red visors glowed like burning eyes. The taller one raised a hand. You have the cargo, he said. His voice was like metal scraping rock. Give her to us. Jackson didn't move. She's not cargo. She's a person. The smaller hunter laughed. Humans and their little emotions, always in the way. The taller one stepped forward. You don't understand what she carries. The data in her body. It's not just a message. Jackson narrowed his eyes. What is it, then? A weapon, the hunter said. Old, ancient, hidden in her blood. The alien girl's heart skipped a beat. She stared at them. You lied to me. The smaller hunter tilted his head. Of course we did. You were never supposed to know. Jackson raised his rifle. You're not taking her. The tall hunter opened his palm. A pulse of energy slammed through the tunnel. Jackson flew back, hitting the wall hard. The girl screamed. Jackson groaned, trying to stand, but blood ran from his head. The hunters walked forward. End her. Then search the remains, the tall one ordered. The smaller hunter lifted his weapon. Then everything changed. The symbols on the girl's skin began to glow again. Faster, hotter, brighter than ever before. She stood, her eyes pure white now. No, more running, she whispered. No more hiding. A pulse of light shot from her chest and slammed into the tunnel walls. The hunters staggered. What? Flash. Boom. Silence. The light cleared. The smaller hunter was on the ground. His armor cracked. The tall one stood angry now. You unlocked it, he said. Foolish girl. That power will kill you. She stepped forward. Her voice was calm now. Then I'll take you with me. Jackson, still weak, reached for his weapon. Don't. Do it alone. The girl turned to him, her eyes softer. Now thank you and for seeing me. She raised both hands. The tunnel walls shook. Energy poured from her body. Not fire, not heat, but memory. Visions exploded into the air. Alien scientists, dark labs, cities wiped clean, children taken, world silenced. The truth. The code wasn't a bomb. It was a story, a record of every crime the Kethari had hidden. The tall hunter stepped back. No. No. Shut it down. But it was too late. The transmission had begun. Far above, in orbit, an old Earth satellite picked up the signal. It blinked to life. Then, it broadcast the truth across every surviving human system. Back in the tunnel, the girl fell to her knees. Her glow faded. Her skin dimmed. The power was gone. But the message was sent. She smiled weakly. I did it. Jackson crawled to her side. You did more than that, he said. You just started a war. The tall hunter screamed, not with sound, but with rage. You will pay for this, he charged. Jackson fired his last shot. Direct hit. The hunter flew back, smoke pouring from his chest. But he wasn't dead. Not yet. The last escape smoke. Dust. Firelight flickering on the broken tunnel walls. Jackson's hands shook as he pulled the alien girl behind a fallen pipe. Her skin was cold. Her glow had faded. But she was still alive. Barely, the bugged transmission had gone out. The truth had been shared, but now, they had to survive. Across the tunnel, the tall hunter stood back up. Half his armor was gone, his faceplate cracked. Sparks fell from his chest, but he didn't stop. You think you've won? He growled. The galaxy doesn't care about truth, only power. Jackson aimed his empty rifle. Click. Nothing. The hunter smiled. Then this ends the old way. He charged. Suddenly, a new sound echoed through the tunnel. Engines. Heavy ones. The ceiling above cracked, then exploded. A dropship burst through the roof, guns blazing. The hunter turned just in time to see a blast of plasma slam into him. Boom! He flew back, hit the wall, and didn't move. The dropship lowered. Its ramp hit the floor with a bang. A soldier in a gray uniform ran down. Human. Jackson, you're alive? Jackson blinked. Walker? From Delta Unit? Got your signal. Whole damn fleet picked it up. That message your alien friend sent, it's gone viral. Every command post, every outpost, she lit the galaxy on fire. Jackson looked at her. Still breathing, barely. She's the reason we're still standing. They carried her onto the ship. As the hatch closed, Jackson looked back one last time. Smoke. Dust. Silence. They were leaving it all behind. High above the planet, the stars looked different. Cleaner. Brighter. But the peace wouldn't last. Inside, the ship medics rushed to stabilize her. She's not human, one said. I don't even know what half these readings mean. Jackson stepped in. She's more human than most people I've met. The girl opened her eyes, weak, but alive. You stayed, she whispered. He nodded. I said I don't leave people behind. She smiled. Soft. Peaceful. Thank you for seeing me. Elsewhere, across distant systems, the message spread. Screens lit up in alien cities. Rebel groups played the footage in dark rooms. Leaders shouted. Governments fell. Secrets unraveled. The Kethari lost control of the story. And now the galaxy was listening. Back on the dropship, Jackson looked out the window. So what now? Walker asked. Jackson didn't answer at first. Then, we run, we hide, we heal. And when we're ready, he looked at the stars. We fight. The human stands alone. 1 month later, a storm rolled across the desert moon of Halvra 9. Lightning flashed above a blackened battlefield. Jackson stood alone at the edge of a broken hill. His armor was cracked, his rifle gone, his hands were bleeding. But he was still standing. Behind him, smoke rose from human trenches. Ships burned in the sky. The final battle had begun, and Jackson was the last man holding the line. Far above, in orbit, the Cathari flagship hovered. Inside, the high commander watched the surface through a cold red screen. "He's still alive?" he asked, voice full of disbelief. "Yes," a scout answered. "The human refuses to fall." The commander's face twisted with hatred. "Then let's show him what fear really looks like." Back on the ground, Jackson looked up. A massive dropship was descending, slow and heavy, with black armor and glowing red symbols. "Here we go," he whispered. He pulled a small device from his chest pocket. Not a weapon, but a memory drive. Inside it, the full truth the girl had released, the story that had started the war. He closed his hand around it. "If I fall, this doesn't." Then, footsteps. He turned. It was her, the alien girl, alive, stronger. Her skin no longer glowed with fear, but with control. The symbols moved slowly, calm and bright. "You shouldn't be here," Jackson said, surprised. She smiled. "Neither should you." He laughed once. "Fair point." The dropship landed. The door opened. Out stepped the Cathari High Commander, tall, armored, eyes like cold fire. "You're both alive," he said. "Annoying." Jackson raised his fist. "No weapon, just courage. You're scared. That's why you came yourself." The commander tilted his head. "Scared of humans?" "No," Jackson said. "Scared of the truth. Scared of her." The girl stepped forward. "This ends now," she said. "I know what I carry. I know what you did, and I'm not your tool anymore." The commander raised his hand. Blinding light shot forward. A final attack meant to erase them both. But she moved first. She stepped in front of Jackson, her hands glowing. The light hit her and shattered. A massive shockwave burst from her body. The sand exploded around them when the dust cleared. The commander was on his knees, his armor was broken, his power gone. Jackson looked at her, shocked. "You stopped it," she smiled. "No, we stopped it." Moments later, the human fleet arrived. Dropships, fighters, troop carriers. The whole sky filled with ships bearing the Earth Alliance symbol. Soldiers landed. Cathari were captured. The war was over. Later, as the sun set, Jackson and the girl stood on the edge of the battlefield. "People will remember this day," she said. Jackson nodded. "Yeah, the day a human stood alone." She looked at him. "Not alone. Never alone." He smiled. "Let's go home." And somewhere, far in the galaxy, a child watched the broadcast of their victory. She looked up at her mother. "Are humans real?" she asked. Her mother smiled. "They are, and they don't give up." The end.